The latest data, collected by the World CIA Factbook, says that 22.7% of Guernsey's population weren't born in either Guernsey, the UK, or Ireland. 22.7%. That's around 13,000 people. Our brains struggle to comprehend, understand, and visualize numbers larger than the amount that we can count on our fingers. So to help you visualize what 13,000 people might look like, I asked AI to generate a picture for me. And this is what it came up with. I'd like you to keep that in mind throughout this speech. In 2008, my parents were two of those thousands of people immigrating into Guernsey. And I'm the amazing and gorgeous baby that they're both holding. They both had bagged an electrical engineering degree in India, and they had both gotten jobs in finance, which required them to immigrate into Guernsey. This meant that when I was younger, I had to move around a lot. So I learned to make friends, and I learned to leave them behind. But I did not realize why I looked slightly different to everyone else. And to be honest, I did not really mind. At that age, I didn't understand either. But it's not just adults, it's children as well who would see that difference. Children as young as 3 tend to see us differently. They tend to judge people based on their face, tend to judge their trustworthiness, tend to judge their competence, all by their face. I'm sure my face would tell you a lot. It's quite expressive, I've been told. But that's crazy. People as young as 3. But let me tell you, children are like the judgiest people in the world. I'm sure we've all been in that situation in the elevator when there's that one kid who just won't stop staring at you, and it's really off-putting. And I was in this situation once, and this kid was just staring at me. I didn't know what to do. So I was a wonderfully mature woman at that point. So I accepted its challenge and I stared right back. And I could see it was making all those nifty little comments about my outfit that day. And it was quite an argument when I was trying to explain to my mum that they didn't actually insult me, but I could see them saying it, you know? But this judgment, it's not limited to you and me, or in the elevator. It's directed towards other kids. I see it here sometimes. My parents' friends' kids, when they go to clubs, they struggle to be acknowledged because the kids see them differently. And it's hard to explain that to a young child. They don't understand why they feel that way or why they see those other kids differently. But it's not impossible because they learnt that behavior from us. We are an example, and we have to show them that we can change that behavior. This thought occurred me to think of an Indian stand-up comedian and an actor called Veer Das. He said something that really struck me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all different. And by seeing our differences, by realizing we're not clones of each other, by realizing that our hair is different, our cultures are different, our eyes are different, but instead of making those differences a barrier, making them a bridge between us as humans, maybe we'd all be a little less different. I regret to inform you that I did not make better outfit choices until recently. I did not learn how to take an exam without stress until recently. And I did not learn why people saw me or took a second longer to look at me until recently, even at home. So with this wonderful clip art that I found online, I would like you all to think about what home is to you. What is home to you? How does it make you feel to be in that home? Does it feel good? I think it does. Now, if I offered you another place where you could feel at home, where you could have that good feeling in that other place, would you take it? Of course you would. So being born in Guernsey, but being Indian, people might say that I have two homes. On one hand, this beautiful island, this community. This community is who I am. I have watched them grow as they have watched me. And for 7 years, me and my family, we have lived and loved. On the other hand that is the vast country India. A place where my grandparents, aunts, cousins, and extended family that could probably extend to the entire country, it feels like, they all feel their home is there. And there I found a home for me as well. A place where religions thrive, where people can show their differences, and they're further than skin deep. But no one told me how lonely it felt. Despite having two homes, I feel so lonely sometimes. And for years, I've blamed myself for that feeling. I'm the odd one out. I'm the weird one who feels lonely, even though they're surrounded by these loving people. And sometimes things happened that only solidified this feeling inside of me. In year 4, someone shouted at me, "Oi, black girl, move out the way." Now, would it shock you that if I told you the person who said that to me was but a little boy? He was only 5. Did he understand what he was saying? Well, he certainly did when my mother went up to his and gave her an earful. And I can confidently tell you now that if that happened today, I would go up to the person and ask them if they were a bit silly in the head. I mean, where was the list of all the other fabulous things I was? But that's not what happened. When you say that to an 8-year-old girl who doesn't understand how she feels, she'll just hang her head in shame and move out the way. I've blamed myself for that feeling, that I've told you. But I've learned it's not my fault. It's not my fault I feel so lonely. And throughout my research, I've found that it's no one's fault. No single human. That little boy is not to blame. I can't blame him. But instead, it's us. It's not you, it's us. Us as a community. These biases have come down to us throughout generations of misconceptions about colored people, sexual orientation, and disability. We can change it. We can't change the past. It's impossible. But we can learn from it. This is Martin Luther King. And 60 years ago, he performed his speech, "I Have a Dream," in front of 200,000 people. Now, I showed you what 13,000 people looks like. I don't know how he looked 200,000 people in the eye and said his speech. But I think that's where it all started. It started with Martin Luther's dream. 60 years ago. 60 years from then, we have evolved as people so much, and I am so proud to say that I am part of a Guernsey community where I feel included, and that's because of how much we've evolved. We're so much better now, but we're not there yet. We have improved, but there's more of the journey to go. It might feel like the small things, but these are the bits that need to change. Every human has something called an unconscious bias. It's a bias you're not aware you have, but it doesn't mean you're free of it. It lives inside of you. So today, I'm asking you to delve within yourselves. Go inside of yourselves and ask and acknowledge those biases, because that's the first step. Neil Armstrong said, "That's one small step for man and a huge leap for mankind." Take that small step. Take that small step into yourselves and ask those questions. That will be the first step to a generation of a non-discriminatory generation. That will be the first step to a generation of 8-year-old girls who won't have to hang their heads in shame. That will be the first step to the dream. Now, you might ask, why am I doing this? So many people have done this, and this speech probably in the past and probably will do in the future. Well, this is the reason. This abominable creature is the one they tell me is my brother. I'm not quite sure. He shouldn't have the life that my parents had. He shouldn't even have the life that I had. He should have a life where no one judges him by the color of his skin, even if they're not aware of it. No one should think he's athletic or unfit. No one should think he's clever or he's silly, or no one should think that he's kind or cold-hearted just by looking at him. They should see him. And that's why I'm doing this today. So, if one thing had to convince you today, to look inside yourselves, to ask yourself that question, which is no easy feat, ladies and gentlemen, let it be those 13,000 people who feel so lonely in this large and vast world. Thank you very much for listening.